Hi, I'm Dan.
And I'm Chris.
And today we're deciding, was Pokemon Direct the most direct failure of Nintendo history? Was it terrible or was it fun?
Or was it the greatest achievement of all Pokemon time?
One can only know by watching our video. Nobody else is doing this video.
Nobody else.
So Chris is new to the channel. Are you a Pokemaniac?
I had stopped for like maybe a year.
Mm-hmm.
Enough to skip a generation.
Yeah. You missed Diamond and Pearl?
Yep, and I apparently missed a whole lot.
Yeah. And I am an annoying Pokemon fan who whines a lot, so get ready for that.
Yeah, I mean, you got toys and...
Well, so, like, I know there's a contingent of people that are, like, people who are obsessed with Gen 1 are stupid, so I'm one of those stupid people. But I am trying to keep an open mind. So, Sword and Shield. We got revealed today. What do you think about these naming conventions? We went from colors to X's and Y's. With
the colors, like, choose your favorite color.
Yeah.
I mean, the kids weren't gonna know, like, oh, these ones are only in this one, and these ones are only in this one.
Yeah.
X and Y, I mean, it really was just pick your favorite. Look, this one looks cool. This one, yeah. Sword and Shield. That, I personally feel that's gonna be, a lot of people are gonna be going for Sword.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, unless you have a lot of Captain America fanboys out there.
They should have like bow and arrow in Sword. That doesn't sound as good.
No.
But I mean, I do miss the days of the colors because they didn't use them all up. We never got like purple version and stuff. But this is definitely better than X and Y in my opinion. And I think it's supposed to fit into the next thing we're going to talk about, which is the Galar region sort of being like the UK-ish. So it's supposed to be like, oh, swords of the round table, blah, blah, blah.
Right. With Sword and Shield, you wonder what are the types going to be like, and it came to me a couple minutes ago that it's just the original Joy-Con colors.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also red and blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I could also see, I wonder if they'll do something where they sell a Joy-Con that's like a shield and a Joy-Con that's like a sword.
Yeah, probably.
I could see them doing that. There would be many a kiddo that would buy those. All right, so let's talk more about this new region. I'm excited to explore something different. I mean, I enjoyed Let's Go for what it was, but it was very much, we've done this a million times.
Right.
What were your first reactions? What stood out to you about the...
It is very pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked the Alola region.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that was also very pretty, but yeah. They are using the graphics for the Switch is capable of to, I wouldn't say its fullest extent because it's still relatively new, but they're definitely taking advantage of it. Yeah,
so I mean, I'm kind of torn about the graphics. Because I definitely think there's no doubting that this game looks pretty, and I think that specifically like when they're running through those like cavernous areas with the twinkle lights and the snow areas, like those do look very like there's some nice artistry going on there. At the same time, I'm like, this is the same console that brought us Mario Odyssey, that brought us Breath of the Wild. There's a lot more they could be doing, and I want that Pokemon game where we are behind the character and we are controlling the camera and we're in the space and we're down low with them. And I'm just like, are we ever going to get that?
I'm going to say no, because it's been a staple for the series. It's always been a controlled camera. You see what they want you to see.
Yeah.
There's nothing to the south.
Yeah.
Just the void.
Yeah, and I think that's a bummer to me, and that also connects into like the actual. So while I think that the world looks pretty, and I think that you as a character look pretty cool, and I like that there's a lot of character customization, it seems like the Pokemon still look very similar to how they looked in Let's Go, and especially their attacks are still so primitive, in my opinion, that I can't believe we haven't gone beyond that yet.
Well, to turn out games this quickly, it was like, Let's Go was only last year.
Yeah.
They're going to use the same assets.
Yeah, it's true.
Anthem had just come out, and I could see that they used assets from Mass Effect Andromeda, and that should be a death sentence in itself, but that's not here or there.
What I'd want from a Pokemon game is unrealistic given the current setup of their studio. They're a small team comparatively, and they are doing annualized releases. I just wish there was a world where we could be getting like these simpler Let's Go type games, and then like once every 4 years we get a Breath of the Wild style thing where they spent 4 years making this. And given that Pokemon is like one of the biggest franchises that makes the most money in the world, the fact that we can't get that is weird.
Right. Like, can it be like a Game Freak Japan, Game Freak
LA?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean,
a lot of studios are doing that these days.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't understand, because people will say, "Oh, there's such a small studio." I'm like, but why? It's Pokemon, and I think that honestly, seeing the Detective Pikachu stuff is part of what made me go, "Look how cool it could look." Obviously, the game's not going to look like that, but like,
I would hope not. Lickitung?
Lickitung's beautiful. Oh man, want to talk about the starters? So we have our new starters. We have Grookey, the grass monkey or chimp Pokemon. We have Scorbunny, the rabbit fire bunny.
Yeah.
And Sobble, who is a lizard apparently. If you would,
you could tell his least favorite.
I can't even tell that he's a lizard. Would you have said lizard if you saw that?
I mean, at first I was thinking maybe some sort of frog, but then I saw the tail. I'm like, oh, maybe more like amphibian.
Yeah, I don't know. So, what are your feelings on these starters?
When I first watched the direct today, I was like, oh, that's neat, and then saw Scorbunny for the second time, and I'm like, okay, so they took Meowth's feet.
And everybody's saying the Trix rabbit.
Yeah. You can't really judge right now. I mean, the fandom was divided on Gen 6's grass type. You know, some people thought it was really cute. Others like, what, he looks really stupid.
Really dumb.
Yeah, and then the second form came up, like, oh, that's even worse. And they lost the people who thought it was cute. And then came the big tank.
Yeah.
And that turned people around.
Well, that's the thing, as I was saying to you off camera, that we can say all we want about the starter forms, but honestly, you're going to be in those forms for, what, like 2 hours before they evolve? So what really matters are the later evolutions.
Right.
But generally, these starters aren't doing it for me. I think it's like, if I was going to be Scorbunny, it would be like, ironically, it would be because there's like,
I'm about to call you a hipster. I don't want to wear the slouchy.
I mean, the thing is, like, Scorbunny, I'm like, he's one of those things where he's like so bad that I kind of find that endearing. Whereas Grookey, I think, is to me the best looking one, but that's not saying very much.
No.
And Sobble is just like, meh.
Yeah.
Who would you pick out of these?
Well, I'm actually basing my pick on my most recent picks.
Yeah.
For Generation 6, I went with the water type, Froakie. Gen 7, I went with Litten.
So you need a grass type.
Yeah. Just, keep things fresh.
Going Grookey.
Yeah.
Now, I have seen some people saying they're kind of bummed that it's still just fire, grass, water as the starters. They didn't switch it up more. I
mean, I know a lot of the fans, they're in their 20s, even 30s.
Yeah.
But it is aimed for kids.
Yeah. So you want something simple.
Right.
Yeah.
And a good way to teach the rock, paper, scissors methodology is to do fire, water, grass.
Yes. Because everyone knows that if you throw some grass out of water, the water just evaporates.
Yeah, exactly. What I want is for the game to know, or you have an option to say, hey, I'm a veteran.
Yeah.
I don't need the tutorial on how to catch Pokemon.
That would
I've
be
been
nice.
doing this since the early 90s.
Yeah. Well, so that's the thing. That's the thing that's a tough thing, was like, this franchise is in such an odd place because, yes, it's aimed at kids, but obviously a lot of people grew up with it, or now no longer kids but still love it. But they're also like dumbing it down more than ever with Let's Go.
Yeah, but that's not in it anymore. In the direct, there was a wild Pikachu.
Yep.
And you actually fought the wild Pikachu in order to catch it.
Well, and so that's interesting. I definitely am pro not throwing the Pokeball. How do you feel about going back to a world where you don't see the Pokemon in the overworld, though? Because personally,
I did like seeing them.
I liked seeing them, and I liked being able to dodge around a Zubat and not have to fight it. So to me, I'm a little...
I mean, we still don't know if that's not the case.
Yeah. It might be that certain areas you can see the Pokemon, other areas the grass is like too tall and you have no idea. Like, and and that's like the surprise area or something, we're going to get more Let's Go games. So those are the ones that are like really aimed at kids. So I feel like they have a little bit more wiggle room here. And so with that in mind, what do you want to see? What are small things they could do to like bring it up a little bit of a notch in maturity?
Maybe a bit more mature themes. I mean, they have kind of touched on it a couple times. In X and Y, they actually had a Pokemon War.
I'm not looking for like a super deep story. It's Pokemon.
Right.
But at the same time, I'd like to go back to a world where not everybody is just friends with each other, where you have like rivals that are actually your rival. And honestly, I'm not even asking for like adult stuff. I just want actual characters. I feel like in most of the recent Pokemon games, everyone just sounds like they have the same voice, right? Where it's just like anyone.
And that's something coming from a game where they don't really have a voice at all. It's just text.
It just give them more personality. Like, I mean, there's plenty of like kids shows and things where people have their own personalities. And I think just like have, you know, one guy who's a little bit more snarky, have one person who's like a slob, have someone who's a flirt, like actually play into that a little bit so that I can get connected to the characters and want to see them succeed or fail. It's, again, it doesn't need to be some like super intense story. I just want me to care about the characters involved.
I feel like Sun and Moon had actually accomplished that to some degree in the form of, I believe her name was Lily. People really cared about her. They did give a flying rat's ass about their own character. You know, they're supporting Lily.
Yeah. Well, that's a good point. So I should throw out, I didn't play as much of Sun and Moon as I wanted to, because I played a good amount of it, and then everybody was being like, "Oh, well, Stars is gonna come out for the Switch," and so I was like, "Well, maybe I'll just stop and I'll play Stars on the Switch when it comes out," and then it never came out.
Did you get a Zune?
All right. Any last thoughts before we wrap up?
Getting Pokemon games DS on the 3DS.
Yeah.
They were like what, $35?
Yeah. Oh, that's an important point you're gonna bring up. $60.
Yeah, $60.
Yeah.
Now, I play with my fiance, and I do like the fact that you can switch profiles and they can save their game on their profile, and your save game will be safe.
Yeah.
But I won't be able to face it off against her unless we have a whole nother Switch. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to throw out another $300 just for Pokemon.
Well, I know there was like a little like baby mode co-op thing that they had in Let's Go. Yeah. I think it would be cool if they like actually made a co-op mode that would be like pretty like robust. I think that would be really fun. I agree with you. And that the $60 price point's an interesting point, because I was just thinking about that recently when they announced Link's Awakening as a remaster for Switch. Because I was like, is a Game Boy game remaster really worth $60? And I was like, well, I paid $60 for Let's Go and didn't even think about it. So, and so I was like...
That wasn't even a remake. That was a dumbing down.
A dumb make.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that dumb make.
Yeah. It was enjoyable, but it's not a...
Yeah, so I mean, it's worth $60 because people will pay $60 gladly. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Let us know your feelings about the Direct in the comments below. What are your favorite starters from past and present? And what do you think of Chris? He's a cool dude, huh?
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, and I hope you're doing okay.
Bye-bye.